friends, welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing good. So in the previous session we have discussed about the external features of the heart, and in today's session we are going to see the interior of the right atrium, and we are going to discuss about it under following headings. First we will see what is right atrium, then we will see the location, then the external features of the right atrium like shape, relations, and the extent of it, and internal features inside of the right atrium, and we will correlate these features with the development, that is embryology of the right atrium. So all of you know the heart is a hollow conical muscular organ located in the middle mediastinum. It has 4 chambers: right and left atrium, right and left ventricles. So when you observe here, the right atrium, it is roughly quadrilateral. It is roughly quadrilateral chamber present above and right of the right ventricle. And when you see it in the thoracic cage, it is located here. It is roughly quadrilateral. Okay. So what you can see here, it extends from the right third costal cartilage to right sixth costal cartilage. This is the extent of the right atrium. So right atrium is a input chamber of the heart. It receives all the veins, and it also gives an ear-like appendage here called as right auricle, that you can see. So this is about the introduction to the right atrium, and here when you observe in the chest x-ray, you can see the right atrium will be like this, just behind and to the right of the body of the sternum, and on the right side you can see the lateral view. In the lateral view you are seeing the entire cardiac shadow here. So this is about the introduction of the right atrium. Next, when you see, you have 4 chambers. This is the oblique section. The 2 atria are separated by the interatrial septum. The 2 ventricles are separated by the interventricular septum. This is the oblique cross-sectional view of the entire heart. So when you notice here, the right atrium is here, roughly quadrilateral, above and to the right of the right ventricle. So right atrium, it forms the part of the sternocostal surface that you are seeing here. It also forms the right border of the heart, which is extending between the openings of the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. And you can notice the right atrium is giving a ear-like appendage here, that is right auricle, and it forms the right border of the heart and also forms the 1/3 of the base of the heart. It forms 1/3 of the base of the heart, and it is separated from the left atrium by interatrial groove and separated from the ventricle by the anterior atrioventricular groove. So the right atrium is quadrilateral in shape, present above and to the right of the right ventricle. It forms the part of sternocostal surface, right border, and also forms the 1/3 of the base of the heart. On the sternocostal surface, the right atrium is separated from the right ventricle by the anterior atrioventricular groove, which is occupied by the right coronary artery and the small cardiac veins and some anterocardiac veins there that you can notice. The anterocardiac veins directly open into the interior of the right atrium. So coming to the relations, posteriorly it is related to these pulmonary veins there that you can notice, the right pulmonary veins, and medially it is related to the ascending aorta and the pulmonary trunk. Anteriorly it is related to the body of the sternum. It is related to the body of the sternum, and on the right side is related to the mediastinal surface of the right lung. So here in this animation you can see The right atrium is having this quadrilateral shape, forming the different surfaces, borders and parts of the heart. You can see the diaphragmatic surface here. You can see the right atrium here. You can notice the right atrium roughly quadrilateral, forming the sternocostal surface, right border and base of the heart, separated from the right ventricle by the anterior atrioventricular groove. You can see the different parts of the heart here, and the formation of some borders and surfaces by the roughly quadrilateral right atrium. So you can see it forms sternocostal surface, the right border and also the base of the heart, separated by the interatrial groove. So you can see on the posterior side the base is separate from the diaphragmatic surface by the posterior atrioventricular sulcus. And coming to the relations here, before that you can see this ear-like appendage. This is nothing but the right auricle. So coming to the relations here, if you add the lungs and the thoracic cage, you can notice here the heart is situated between the two lungs in a space called as mediastinum. What you are seeing here, that is the left lung, and if you take out the upper lobe of the right lung, you can notice the position of the right atrium there. So right atrium on the right side, it is related to the mediastinal surface, or the pulmonary impression for the lung on the mediastinal surface of the right lung, and anteriorly it is related to the posterior surface of the body of the sternum, extends from the third costal cartilage to sixth costal cartilage or on the right side. So that is the extent of the right atrium. You can see the right auricle there, how it is related to the thoracic cage and the structures in the anterior mediastinum. So this is about the location, shape, extent and relations and formation of different surfaces in the heart by the right atrium. If you see the specimen here, you are seeing the specimen. This is the apex of the heart, and what you are seeing is this is sternocostal surface. So most of the sternocostal surface, what you can see from the right side, you can see this is the right atrium, this is the right ventricle, and here you can see the left ventricle here. Right atrium and right ventricle separated by the anterior atrioventricular sulcus or groove. Right ventricle and left ventricle separated by the interventricular groove. The anterior atrioventricular groove is occupied by the right coronary artery, which is giving the branches like right conus artery, right SA-nodal, atrial branches and ventricular branches, and near the inferior border it winds around and it gives a marginal branch here that you are seeing, and this is the anterior interventricular groove what you have seen there. So this is the right lateral view of the right atrium. Here you can notice the opening of the superior vena cava and here inferior vena cava. Between them stretches the right border of the heart. So this is the outline of the right atrium what you are seeing. This is the posterior view of the right atrium, forming the 1/3 of the base of the heart. You are noticing it is forming the base of the heart here. If you observe here the gross anatomy, you can see the opening of superior vena cava there, inferior vena cava, and here you can see the formation of the right atrium, and here you can see the ascending aorta and pulmonary trunk here, and here you can notice, yes, here is this is the right atrium, left atrium, and this is the right ventricle and left ventricle. That is what you have already seen here. The right atrium is forming the base there, and here you can notice this is the in situ location of the right atrium. This is roughly quadrilateral right atrium. Here you are seeing from above the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava is opening. This is the right border extending between them that you are observing. This is the right border here, superior vena cava opening and all. When you see the internal features of the heart, it has three parts, that is the posterior smooth part, anterior rough part and a septal part. The posterior smooth part, it receives the veins. The anterior rough part has the muscular ridges called as muscula pectinati, and the septal part, which forms the right part of the interatrial septum, showing the two features, fossa ovalis and limbus fossa ovalis, that you are observing. So far we have discussed about the external features. Now let us see the internal features of the right atrium. So again I am just drawing opening of superior vena cava. This is the right border. This is the opening of inferior vena cava, and as you notice here, this is the right auricle here, and this is the left border of the heart. This is the inferior border of the heart. Where these two meet, they form the apex, and here you can see the extension of the left atrium. And here if you cut along the right border and open a flap, it will look like this. So we are cutting and opening along the right border, and once you open here, you are seeing the anterior part, the reflected part. Here you will see irregular these muscular ridges. These are called as musculae pectinati. And here you will see the opening of superior vena cava. Here you will see opening of inferior vena cava, and here you will see the fossa ovalis, and this is limbus fossa ovalis. This is fossa ovalis, and around inverted C shape, this is limbus fossa ovalis, and here you will see tendon of Tourado, and here you will see the margin of the tricuspid wall, and here you will notice the opening of these vena cordis minimi and anterocardiac veins, and here there is opening of coronary sinus. So here is the opening of inferior vena cava, superior vena cava, anterocardiac veins and coronary sinus. And here is the triangle of Koch. This is the triangle of Koch, what you see here, and what you notice here, this is the tricuspid margin, what you are seeing. You are cutting and opening the right atrium along the right border and reflecting a flap here. What you are seeing here, this is anterior rough part made up of irregular muscular ridges called as musculae pectinati, and posterior smooth part is showing the opening of these veins, superior vena cava from above, inferior vena cava from below. Inferior vena cava is guarded by the Eustachian wall, coronary sinus is by the Thebetian wall, and you can also notice the fossa ovalis here, and this is limbus fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis is derived from the septum primum, limbus fossa ovalis from the septum secundum, during the formation of the interatrial septum. So these are some of the internal features what you observe when you cut open the interior of the right atrium. This is anterior rough part showing muscular pectinati. Posterior smooth part shows the opening of the veins as it is derived from the sinus venosus, and this is the septal wall showing the fossa ovalis and all. So the cavity is divided into three parts: posterior smooth part, anterior rough part, and a septal part. Posterior smooth part receives the openings of the coronary sinus, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Anterior rough part is formed by the musculae pectinati, which extend from the crista terminalis. What you observe here, this is the posterior smooth part. So here, having the openings of superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus, whereas this is an anterior rough part having all these irregular muscular ridges called as muscula pectinati. This is fossa ovalis, limbus fossa ovalis, and here you will see triangle of Koch. So triangle of Koch is bound by the above by the tendon of Tourado, anteriorly by the tricuspid annulus, posteriorly by the opening of the coronary sinus. Now it is usually the location of the AV node that you observe. So these are the three features of the interior of the right atrium: anterior rough part, posterior smooth part, and a septal part. So openings, what are the openings in the posterior smooth part? You are seeing opening of superior vena cava, opening of inferior vena cava, opening of coronary sinus, opening of anterior cardiac veins, and openings of venae caudis minimi. And opening of superior vena cava, it just lies opposite to the right third costal cartilage. It doesn't have any valve, whereas the inferior vena cava has a valve called as eustachian valve. It lies opposite to the right sixth costal cartilage. And coronary sinus, it has a functioning valve called as a Thevesian valve, and it lies between the opening of the inferior vena cava and tricuspid orifice that you see here. So opening of superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, coronary sinus. So when you notice the interior of the right atrium, already you know this is the anterior rough part, what you are seeing here. Once you open along the right border of the heart, or sulcus terminalis, the same thing is called as crista terminalis in the interior of the right atrium. So here once you cut open the anterior flap, you are seeing the posterior smooth part there, and the anterior rough part. If you see here, you can just reflect here, you can see, yes, here you can notice this is the crista terminalis, and you can see these irregular muscular ridges called as the musculi pectinati. So this is the anterior rough part, and once you cut open and see, you can observe the posterior smooth part there. You can cut along this sulcus terminalis. It extends between the opening of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Inside it is called as crista terminalis. So you can notice these parts. Again I am just showing you, that is crista terminalis. From there you can see the irregular muscular ridges directed downwards and forwards towards the tricuspid valve, as if they are carrying the blood from the openings into the right ventricle. So the direction is like that, and you are seeing the anterior rough part. Now let us see the posterior smooth part. Here you can notice the above there is an opening of superior vena cava. It does not have any valve, but sometimes it has a ridge that is commonly seen in lower animals. That is the inferior vena cava, what you are observing. And here you can see the coronary sinus guarded by the Thebesian valve, and here you can see the triangle of Koch between the tricuspid annulus, tendon of Tourado, and opening of coronary sinus. And in the septal wall you are seeing the oval shaped depression called as fossa ovalis around the C-shaped, inverted C-shaped ridge that is called as limbus fossa ovalis. Limbus means margin. So limbus fossa ovalis is derived from the septum secundum, fossa ovalis from the septum primum. So you can see this is the area where tricuspid valve is here. You can see this tricuspid valve having three cusps, that is the superior, septal, and inferior leaflet of the tricuspid valve. It opens into the right ventricle. So it is attached on the inside of the right ventricle by the chordae tendineae, nothing but the collagenous threads lined by endothelium, that we'll discuss in detail in the interior of the right ventricle. So again you are just noticing the parts here. Let us see the interior of the right atrium in the specimen. We are going to cut along this part. If you cut along the anterior wall of the right atrium, you can see in the interior what you are noticing, the septal valve and posterior smooth part, and you can see the opening of the coronary sinus there. You can see the opening of superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus, fossa ovalis, limbus fossa ovalis, that you are seeing here in the interior. That is the inferior vena cava opening. From below, coronary sinus opening guarded by Thebetian valve, and you can notice that is the septal part, septal wall of the interior of the right atrium, and it shows the fossa ovale surrounded by the limbus fossa ovalis. So these features you see on the septal wall and the posterior smooth part. In the anterior rough part, you will see musculae pectinati on the inside, irregular muscular ridges emanating from the crista terminalis. Outside is called as sulcus terminalis. So as you go here, you can see the tricuspid annulus here. This is the tricuspid annulus having 3 cusps here. So that is about the interior of the right atrium, what you are seeing here. Again, in this picture, we'll just try to recreate all these things. Here you can notice the anterior rough part. They are reflected, they cut here and reflected like this, and you can see posterior smooth part. This is septal wall having fossa ovalis and limbus fossa ovalis, and here you can see the triangle of Koch here above by the tendon of Todaro, and here you can see tricuspid annulus, and here this one. This is the triangle of Koch. These are the boundaries of the triangle of Koch, what you are observing here. You can notice this tricuspid annulus here between the right atrium and right ventricle, and here you can see in the septal wall, you can see limbus fossa ovalis, and this is fossa ovalis, opening of the superior vena cava, opening of the inferior vena cava will be here. This is opening of coronary sinus. This is what you are observing. So again, if you see the right atrium, right auricle, superior vena cava opening, inferior vena cava opening. If you go to the interior, that is septal wall, seeing the fossa ovalis and limbus fossa ovalis, that is coronary sinus opening, and that is the tricuspid valve with the ring called as annulus. So here just we are revisiting the features what we have seen, and coming to the interior of the left atrium, it is similar to the right atrium. It also has the anterior rough part and posterior smooth part. The blood flows from the left atrium to left ventricle via mitral valve there, or bicuspid valve. Here also you can see this septal wall here, that is septal wall. Here in the posterior smooth part, you will see opening of the 4 pulmonary veins. Anterior rough part shows musculae pectinati, which are less well developed compared to the what you have seen in the right atrium. So the features of the left atrium are similar to the right atrium, what you are observing here. That is the bicuspid valve, what you are observing. Coming to the developmental correlations. So we have discussed so far about the interior of the right atrium, that it has a posterior smooth part, anterior rough part, and septal wall. The posterior smooth part, which is receiving all the veins, it is developed from the absorption of the right horn of sinus venosus. So it receives all the veins, and these veins are developed from the right horn of sinus venosus. That's why all the veins open on the right side into the right atrium. Anterior rough part, it developed from the right half of the primitive atrium, right half and left half. Right half gives rise to right atrium, left half gives rise to left atrium, and septal part developed from the septum primum and septum secundum. So this is about the interior of the right atrium.